guys, welcome back once again, and today we're taking a look at a very special figure of mine, and that is the Marvel Legends Ultimate Ghost Rider with Flame Cycle. So let's take a look at Ghost Rider himself first, and this figure came out since 2009, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's when it came out. And this is based on the 2007 movie, the one with Nicolas Cage, everybody's favorite. So this figure really is pretty impressive, especially for the time it came out. There is some limitations, and we'll go over that, but for the most part, this figure looks really splendid. So let's take a closer look. So first up, we'll take a look at the head. And if y'all are familiar with this figure, you might sort of wonder, well, why does mine look so different? And that's because I found that when I got the figure, the flames only went to the top of the head, so it kind of looked a bit too bare and naked underneath by the neck and stuff. So what I did was I took a flame effect from, I believe it was a Marvel Legends Ultimate Green Goblin, that some Build-A-Figure piece that came in one of those with a figure, and I cut that up and I pretty much hot glued some flames right into the neck. It does not affect the articulation in any way though, but I hot glued flames all around to the back, here as well, so it gives it a much more fuller effect instead of just looking like flaming hair sitting on the top. And I think it came out a lot better. And also another thing I did was the mouth inside was completely white, so I just painted it black. And that's pretty much all I did to this figure. Oh, sorry. This chain also did have a spike tip, and I took that off because it was just too big and looked kind of ridiculous. But all in all the washing on the skull, really impressive. The paint on these kind of rubbery. What I didn't notice, I was just playing around with the figure before I started doing the review, and I didn't realize that they actually did like some light dry brushing of something. I guess maybe to simulate the effect that the flames are reflecting off of the spikes and also the jacket, so that's pretty cool. Really found that was nice. So yeah, look at the sculpt on it there, all these zippers and the buckles and the leather sort of pattern. I will admit though, this movie probably wasn't the greatest, but it's a very guilty pleasure of mine, and I enjoy it. And I think Nick Cage was pretty great in it. That transformation scene and everything. So you can see here all the spikes and stuff and buckles on his hands. Even on the inside has some sculpting. I mean, it's pretty much black, right? But black plastic, but they still did put a lot of nice sculpting and everything into it, even down to the boots. So the cowboy boot style. Really cool. So let's quickly take a look at the articulation on this. So basically, for articulation, you have an articulated jaw. The head obviously swivels, and there's a hinge at the neck, if I move aside that. a hinge at the neck, and then there's also one at the bottom of the neck, so it does bend down quite a bit. Oops, one second. And it does go up quite a bit as well. And like I said, the flames I glued on are rubbery, so they don't really affect the figure in any way anyway. The arms, this is where the figure has a lot of shortcomings, because it does not have a bicep cut. I don't know why, because I think they were doing bicep cuts on figures since even before that, so I guess maybe they didn't want to break the sculpt of the arm. But the arm can go up, go around, and the elbow is double jointed. This gauntlet does rotate, and in this case these fingers are all individually articulated. So if you wanted to do a flipping of the bird, you can totally do that. The torso ratchet joint does go back quite a bit. Oops. And it does go forward quite a bit as well. The legs are the dated old ball hips, which we all despise. It's not that they weren't functional, but they were just very eyesore, in other words. So if you want the legs to kick forward, you have to spin the ball around. If the ball is facing to the side, you have to spin the ball to get the feet to do the splits, and then spin the ball and turn the leg to get the foot to kick forward. I mean, it is functional. It does kick forward quite a bit, and you can go back quite a bit, and like I just showed, you can do a fairly decent split. And the legs are double jointed. The ankles kick forward, not too much and not too much back because of this pant cuff here, and the leg does have some slight rocker. So all in all, 40 times, I guess it's a pretty decent figure. I really wish that they had a bicep swivel in there. That would have enabled you to do a lot of cross the chest sort of poses and stuff, but right as it is, you can't do it. This is the only sort of accessory he comes with, which was a chain, which, like I mentioned, had a ball at the tip of it. Not a ball, a spike at the tip of it. But I found that spike looked too ridiculous, so I just kind of clipped it off. So I just left it as a regular chain, which you can just kind of drape over to give you that effect. And so now that we've taken a look at the Ghost Rider himself, let's take a look at his main accessory. I did forget to mention that he does have a toe joint, which helps a lot with posing. And if you have some backlighting going on there, you can get those flames to actually light up and look really nice because of the translucent effect. And they're also painted really nice too. So let's take a look at this bike. This bike really pops when it's on your shelf there. First, I should mention there is a sort of kickstand that can rotate at the bottom there. Mainly you will have it facing this way so the bike can stay upright. So these flames here, much like the head, painted really nicely and of course translucent. You can see all the details going down there on the chain and at the skull face. That looks really awesome. The tires are rubber and they do spin, so if you did want to have them riding around, you can certainly do that. The handles are a bit rubbery, but it doesn't, it's not too much of a problem. These pedals here are also kind of rubbery as well. These are where his feet would rest. And I guess this is supposed to be the shifter out all those details. Skull hands coming up over the gas tank. Like my Ghost Rider was the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, but I was still really happy to see this Ghost Rider when the movie came out. It really was impressive effects at the time, and well, it still looks good in my opinion. Impressive effects and impressive motorcycle designing. You can see the seat and everything there. This is all mainly hard plastic except for the translucent flames and, like I mentioned, the handles and these pedals. Everything else is hard plastic. See the flames back there. I did give this figure a bath not too long ago. It was getting a little bit too dusty in all these nooks and crannies, and much like the front, the back wheel does spin, so if you did want to roll him around, I guess you could. So let's see how he looks on the bike once again. So if you do enjoy these videos, please leave a like and consider subscribing so you can always stay up to date with whatever new reviews I have, and I really appreciate it. So let's take a measurement of Ghost Rider. He is actually, to the top of his skull is about 11 inches, but to the top of his flames is about 12 inches, or a little bit more than 12 inches. And this is what he would look like right next to standard Marvel Legends, using Ant-Man in this case. So this bike is actually about 18 inches long, but if you count to the tip of the flames here, it's around 20 inches long. And about 7.5 inches high to the highest point, and the lowest point would be about 4.5 inches. And here's Ant-Man if you were to try to ride this bike. I don't think it's gonna work. So this is how he looks on the bike, and he can actually, with some finagling, get that handle straight. Get his hands through there. And get his legs up on the pedals. So you can actually, ride it. Or up here to ride it. Does take some finagling though, especially because of these ball hip joints. You have to make sure and get them in the right direction. Otherwise, it certainly won't work. Yeah, so I think that's like that. Then he crunched forward. And you get the idea. I think its foot should be a little bit back. There you go. These hands are gotten a little bit loose over time, but it still looks pretty cool, you know. It would be a good time to have a turntable. So yeah, really happy to give you a look at this figure. It's been in my collection since the very beginning. I haven't been collecting that long as much as others, but I've had this for quite some time, and it still is one of the main pieces that I have that everybody sees and always asks about, and so I thought I'd do a video on it. So until next time, you all take care.